Billies leave the street, and thrifty neighbours meet. A market days are nights are wearing late, and folk begin to tap the gate, while we sit, boozing at the nappy, getting full and unca happy. We think now on the lang Scots miles, the waters, mosses, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits, we're sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth found honest Tam O Shanter, as he fair a nicht did canter. Old air, one ne'er a tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. But Tam, hadst thou been so wise, and ta'en thine ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee well, thou was a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November till October, a market night there was no sober. The ilka melder wi the miller, thou drank as long as thou had siller. That every nag was cad a shoe on, thee and the smith got roaring foo on. That even at the Lord's hoose on Sunday, thou drank with Captain Jean till Monday. She told thee, soon you would be drowned, deep drowned in Doon, or catch it wi warlocks in the murk of old Alloway's haunted kirk. But gentle dames, it gives me greet to see how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices the husband for the wife despises. But to our tale, a market night, and Tam got planted unco right. Fast, by an ingle bleezing finely, we reaming swats that drank divinely. And at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his trusty, ancient, drouthy crony. Tam load him like a very brother. They had been foo for weeks together. The storm without might rare and the night drave on with sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favours, secrets, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories. The landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rare and rustle. Tam did not mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man so happy, e'en drowned himself among the nappy. As bees hame wi' lades of treasure, the minutes wing their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread. You seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis race that flits ere you can point the place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, a vanishing amid the storm. Man can tether time nor tide. The hour approacheth, Tam mun ride. That door, or nicht black erst the keystone, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and suck a night he tacks the rod in, as never poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew toward blown its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, lang deep and loud the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the devil had business on his hand. Will mounted on his grey mare neck, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelp it on, through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire. whilst holding doon his good blue bonnet, whilst crooning o' some old Scots sonnet, whilst glancing round wi' prudent cares, lest boogles catch him unawares, Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where Gayston Hoolets nightly cry. By now he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapman smored. And by the Birks and Meeklestane, where drunken Charlie brack Nexbane. And through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn. And by the thorn aboon the well, where Murdo's mother hanged herself. Before him, Doon pours all its floods. The Dublin wind roars through the woods. The lightnings flash from pole to pole. Near and more near the thunders roll. When, glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a bleeze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn. We Tippany will fear nae evil. We Uskabay will face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noodle. Fair play. He had the deals of bother. But Maggie rose, right sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light. And wow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance. Nae cootion break new fae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east. There sat old Nick, in form o' beast. A towsy tyke, black, grim and large. To gie him music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and made them skirl, till roof and rafter all did dirl. Coffins stood round, like open presses, showing the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrap sleight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which Tam was able to view upon the haly table a murderer's banes in gibbet airns, twa span long, we unchristened bairns, a thief new cutted from a rape, with his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder encrusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, his ain son a life bereft, 3 grey hairs yet stuck to the heft. We mair a horrible and awful, to tell of all would be unlawful, 3 lawyers' tongues turned inside out, we lies seamed like a beggar's clute, 3 priests' hearts, rotten, black as muck, lay stinking, vile in every nook. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew. The dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleek it, till every carlin swat and reek it, and coosed off their diddies to the wall, and link it at it in their socks. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, all plump and strapping in their teens, their socks, instead of creashy flannin, being snow white 1700 linen. But these breeks of mine, my only pair, that ain'ts were plush o' good blue hair, I'd have given right off my herdies for a blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered bedlams, old and droll, rigwoody hags with speen of foal, louping and flinging on a crummock. I wonder, didn't I turn thy stomach? But Tam knew what was what, fu brawly. There was a winsome wench in Wally that night enlisted to the corps, long after Kent on Carrickshaw. For mony a beast the dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat. and shook both meikle corn and beer, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark.
Ainsley Hahn. Paisley Hahn.
Paisley Hahn, which as a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty. It was her best, and she was vaunty. Little Kent, thy reverend granny, that sark she croft for her wee nanny, with £2 Scots was all her riches, would ever graced a dance of witches. But here my tale, its wingman core, suck flights are far beyond its power, to tell how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jod she was and strang, and how Toots Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very een enriched. E'en Satan glued, and fidged through fain, and hotched and blew we might and main, till first a caper, sign another, Tammy tant his reason altogether, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in a moment, all was dark, and had he scarcely Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legions sallied. As bees biz out we angry fight, when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes when she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd when "Catch the thief!" resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, with money and eldritch screech and hollow. Ah, Tam, thou'll get thy ferring, in hell they'll roast thee like a herring. Now, at home thy wife awaits thy coming. Soon Kate will be a woeful woman. Now, do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and reach the keystane of the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, for a running stream they dare not cross. But ere she could the keystane make, a fiend a tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon Maggie pressed. She flew at Tam with furious ettle, but little was she Maggie's mettle. A leap brought off her master hale, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, whoever this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son take heed. If to drink ye are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind, think ye may buy the joys o' dear. Remember Tam O Shanter's mare.
Say it again.